Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Darkest Dungeon. This is Kernel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to hang out with me today as we take on the Swine God. The Swine God is going to be our last boss. It's the last boss of the game, the level 5 version of the Swine King or Swine whatever. And I think we're gonna take a pretty neutral, normal party. Someone with plenty of HP. Let's see. We'll take both Vestals. I think that the Swine King, the Swine God, it's not really. I think it's the least interesting of bosses. Later this month, I think a patch is coming out with 3 new bosses and also 2 new classes. And speaking of classes, I think I'm gonna take Margus because he's pretty good at HP. I'm also gonna equip them. But anyway, yeah, so this is gonna be the last episode of this series. I'm still gonna make a couple of special, more than a couple probably, a couple of special episodes when the new classes come out, with the new bosses. I'm gonna generally follow, the release cycle of the patches while the game is in early access. But all things considered, we have done all we really can do in the game, and I think it's been a good 58 weeks. This is the 59th week in the game. I'm gonna take that. I'm not gonna bother with many trinkets because don't care for that. Let's hear. Oh no, actually, we need to provision ourselves to the fight up ahead. So I hope things will go well in this last dungeon that I'm gonna take on camera. I've gone through.
The great thing I had managed to bring through was brutish and stupid. Moreover, it required prodigious amounts of meat to sustain itself. But this was only a trifling concern. After all, I had a village full of it.
Yeah. As I was saying, okay, so it's probably gonna be either there or there. Good. So as I was saying, I've done like about 10 weeks that I haven't released on YouTube. So in comparison to my previous playthroughs, this one has gone very well. We've lost more than a couple of heroes, sure, but I think that 58 or 59th week to kill all bosses, that's a pretty good mark. I think that's a pretty good mark.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Yeah, so this game, I really, as I said, as you know probably, this game is still in early access, but I really enjoyed, a dodge. I really enjoyed, from the beginning actually, I really enjoyed the combat. It's a simple combat system, as you obviously can see, but I think it's the simplicity of it. It's so focused on reward, on luck and RNG that I really enjoyed the whole unpredictability of it. And you don't really need to think a lot. You just follow your strategy that
May we find victory.
that you've predetermined before, and before you enter the dungeon, I mean. And then as things turn to all hell, you basically have to make do with the luck you're dealt, basically. So any dungeon can kill any of your characters by just a couple of critical hits, one after the other. And these guys, the level 5 guys, the Fusiliers, they're really not to be trifled with. And I'll start spamming those party heals. We have we have bandages, but yeah, too late. This one actually, nah, don't care for those. Don't care for bandages. Okay, so this might be a good time. Yes, she's gonna bleed. Okay, so let's see. Nope, no kill. Another party heal. I need to kill them. Come on. Kill yourself. Yeah, the Swine King, as I was saying, the Swine King is...
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
I think it has an interesting mechanic. And I think that it's very daunting. Sure, a two space boss, a 3 space boss, I mean, and it has the potential to completely obliterate your party in a couple of turns, and it stun locks you. If you don't know that you can't attack Wilbur, then you're gonna pay dearly for that lack of knowledge. But okay, these guys are also very dangerous. The champion Swine Tor. So a bit of vomit. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a party heal again, and let's go for another one. So that's 9 heal. That's better than a single heal. Eldritch push with a critical. I'm more concerned about the critical than about the Eldritch push. A dodge, not good, not good. So let's see if I can. Nope. Okay. So yeah, things in this game can go very rough for you, through no fault of your own. I mean, just a couple of consecutive criticals, and that's a character out of the running. You're basically gonna have to nurse the character all through the dungeon, because it's really that brutal. It's really complex. The dimension that criticals introduce to the game, and higher levels become all about those criticals. It's not that, as I said, I touched on this before in previous episodes, but it's not that the game is like I mean, it's not as random as, for example, FTL, or not as random as I don't know. FTL, for example, which is a roguelike in space. FTL is a game that it's meant to be played at like 2-hour stints. So basically you're playing, okay, I'm gonna spend the evening playing FTL, and it might be that you'll survive for a while, but you can finish the game in an hour. You could finish the game if you really hurry. But you're meant to replay the game over and over again, and Darkest Dungeon is not about that. I think Darkest Dungeon strikes the spot precisely between too much RNG and at the same time I'm looking for the word. You know, the persistency. That's the word. The persistency of the world, and the fact that even through bad RNG rolls, that you're gonna push through, that sure, you're gonna lose characters, you're always gonna lose characters, I mean, unless you're really lucky, but you're never gonna be really lucky. I mean, if you play maybe 1,000 hours of this game, maybe you'll avoid losing characters. I'm gonna kill her, good. But in this game, you just need to accept it, and I have another save game for this game. And I am at I think it's week 165 or something, and I've spent a lot of time on that save. And I have my whole roster. It's fully leveled, level 6, which is the maximum. I have everyone without a single negative quirk. I have lots and lots of trinkets and all that. I've just spent a whole lot of time on that save, and I spent it because I really enjoy the game. I mean, I didn't record it. I didn't record my journey. It's a single-player game, so nobody can see.
Trinkets and baubles.
It's not as if I'm.
In blood.
Shut up! It's not as if I'm showing off to others and to see, oh look at my good save. But probably I'll probably make a special episode, or maybe I'll use that save for my special episodes. Showcasing the new features that are going to be added through the early access program. And yeah, I think this game, if you think you're gonna enjoy the combat system, then you probably will. Because that was my exact experience. I basically saw a video on YouTube of someone playing this game, and I was like, ooh, I think I might enjoy that. And yeah, sure enough, I bought the game, 20 bucks I think. I bought the game, and I enjoyed it from the get-go. I remember the first night I spent playing this game. Let's see, so he resists stuns very, very well, so I'm not gonna even bother with that. I'm gonna try and heal Reynold. Yeah, but the first night I didn't go to bed, because I was so hooked on the game. Really enjoyed it. And the novelty, sure, has worn off, but as more content is added into the game, I'm pretty sure that okay, so I'm gonna need a couple of heals on Vastal. This double marked characters, this double mark ability is really dangerous, because a double critical can really put you on a tight spot. So this is gonna be my strategy. I'm gonna concentrate on dealing damage with both these characters, and I'm gonna concentrate on healing everyone with both these characters. So it looks like Reynold is a target this time, so he's already pretty low on health. Let's hope that okay, 8 is always gonna be the maximum heal of Divine Grace. Divine Grace isn't really that great of an ability. I think that, I mean, I always bring both of those abilities, both of those healing abilities, for a very simple reason, is that
A singular strike.
It gives flexibility. But I think that a Vestal and an Occultist might be a better combination of characters. I'm gonna give up on Reynold, because he's probably gonna die anyway. So I'm gonna try and spread that healing power across the party. And Reynold is marked, so he's gonna go. Yeah, that's door for him, and soon enough for Margus as well.
Hold fast.
Uh-oh. Woohoo! That was a death store roll right there, ladies and gentlemen. And he's gonna... Okay, so I'm not gonna even bother healing him directly, because he's just gonna waste that life. It's also an interesting mechanic, the death store mechanic. By the way, one of the questions I first asked on this series was if it was possible to make a character that is immortal. Basically, each character has a death blow resistance. Look at that, 67%, and there's characters that resist a bit more, 77. And there's trinkets. That was my whole theory. There's trinkets that increase that resistance. And basically my theory was that by having a couple of very good trinkets, you could make a character immortal, basically. Critical, just in time, is about to fall. It's precisely 10% health of his maximal health pool. Oh, a dodge. The lepers really aren't the most accurate of classes. Their class is meant to... Okay, let's try and focus heals on him, because Reynold's just gonna waste that heal again. And waste this... Okay, let's hope that none of them die. What will Wilbur decide? Oh, good. He marks Margus. No problem, no problem. So yeah, that's a character that... like a class that really focuses on buffs, self-buffs, and using those buffs to compensate for the lack of accuracy. Look at that. Yeah, but I don't really play with those. I don't know why. I don't like buffs. Look at that. That increases protection. And let's look at his skills, actually. Look at that. Got accuracy, plus damage. And there's this one that's an intimidate. But anyway, it's a class that focuses on that. I get where they're coming from. I mean, the game designers, what they intend to make of the leper, but I'm just not sure that it works. I think he needs. I think he needs a bit of an offset. I think he needs a two-path solution for his skill set. For example, maybe you could play a leper that's very good at something without buffs, but very bad at other stuff. Maybe very good at AoE, but very bad at...
yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Yeah, and it is. But unfortunately, overconfidence won't kill you by itself. You need to find monsters to do the work for overconfidence. Anyway, that's the end of the Swine
Wealth
God.
beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
And we're gonna rest.
A moment of respite, a chance to steal.
Okay, so I'm
oneself
gonna take
against
the
the coming
opportunity
horrors.
to heal our stress levels. 15 right there, that's great. This might as well. So this is good enough. So okay, because you never know when you're gonna need these characters, and sure enough, this.
The light, the promise of safety.
Let's not abandon. Let's complete the quest, and I'm gonna show you. The result of our journey up until now, where we are at. And look at that, let's see. Fear of Mankind and Ruins Phobe. Let's see, Reynold has Ruins Phobe and Vassal has Fear of Mankind. Let's look at their character sheet.
The poor caretaker. I fear his long-standing duties here have affected him.
Good, so they have those debuffs, because I think that sometimes the debuffs don't really stick. I don't know why, sometimes they don't. I don't know why. I'm gonna heal them just because. And I'm gonna send these guys into the Abbey. She won't meditate, he won't even go there. Doesn't like that. And let's see. Okay, so Marillac goes make some company to Pythu, and so does Dismas. I'm gonna send Mosegros as well because he's pretty stressed. And Tylee might as well to spend some of that hard-earned money that we have accumulated through our journeys. And let's look at our villa. We've come a long way since we started this series. We've come a long way. When we first arrived, all of this was in ruins. All of this, it had everything. And right now we got a fully upgraded abbey, cloister, transept, penance hall. We got a fully upgraded guild hall, of course. We got a fully upgraded blacksmith right there. We got a fully upgraded sanitarium. We've had this one for a while now. This sanitarium is one very important building. I got a fully upgraded tavern with loads of people there tonight to celebrate. Actually, are these guys celebrating? They're gambling. Yes, they're gambling with a caretaker. The poor caretaker. And a cemetery, a graveyard actually, that, let's remember, Wilsona. He had a different name, I don't remember his name, and he died victim of Wilbur. A Wilbur, well, I guess there are multiple Wilburs, but anyway. Rue, she died, unfortunately, I think it was on camera, victim of a fusilier. Vavasseur unfortunately died off camera on a streak of very unlucky dungeons that I went through and basically had to abandon because I was losing characters left and right. Buzz-Noir as well, we'll remember him. Hot as well, we will remember her. Tylee Pede, our dear friend, as well as Gordon, both of our occultists. They were at one time both our occultists and they died. They succumbed to a swine sharper and a rabbit gnasher, respectively. And this statue doesn't do anything. Yes, I've read forums, and we got a nomad wagon. It's not fully upgraded in the slightest. And we got over here the survivalist, which is a bit upgraded, 80%. I don't think let's try and upgrade the nomad wagon. Let's see. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go, so I don't have enough for either of those. Let's see if it changes. No, didn't change the icon. But anyway, choose me for the next expedition, says Frazzle. Maybe, maybe. Oh well, I am Colonel RPG, and this has been a great time playing Darkest Dungeon. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you for the next series that's gonna start tomorrow, and it's gonna be Legend of Grimrock. If you don't know what it is, check my channel tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye bye!